Hello, everybody, and welcome to my first video of 2024. Hope you're having a great start to your new year and that you had a happy holiday season. So, with the new year comes the opportunity to do some new things. So, I'm going to do things kind of the same and a little different. So, what's going to stay the same is the middle part of the video, which is the slideshow. And I guess the end will also stay the same, which is my photo thoughts. What I'm going to start doing is adding this brief introduction where I'll explain a little bit what I'm thinking about when I went out to create these photos. One of my goals this year is to be intentional in seeking other sources of visual inspiration, both in YouTube channels and print photography books. So what I want to do in each video is apply my take on that source that inspired me. In addition to sharing my inspiration here in just a moment, I also want to share that my goal for these videos is to, one, help me get out and make photos. That's always a good thing. And two, show you a little bit of my process. As I show you with the video what I'm looking at and then the photo I made of that scene, I hope you'll look at it and go, "Ooh, you missed that one," or "Ooh, I didn't see that. I'm glad you made a photo of that." So if you do see something I missed or that you noticed and you would have made a photo of, please leave that in the comments below. It's always fun to see what other people see that I missed. So thank you for that. All right, so on to the inspiration. The inspiration today is a fine art street photographer in the UK named Mark Fernley. I followed him on Instagram for quite a while, and recently he was in a video on Roman Fox's channel where they did an interview and showed some of his photos as they walked around the streets of London. I'll leave a link to his video with Roman Fox down below, as well as his Instagram channel down below. So what I really like about Mark's photos and what I was seeing as my framework to work in for this batch of photos was his work in finding passages and corridors that people would walk into the scene and finding interesting compositions. So that was kind of my framework I was thinking of as I went out to make these photos on what had turned out to be a very gray, rainy day. But here's the benefit of all my previous trips to Bellevue is I had some ideas where I could still find some of these corridors, passageways, and other places where people might walk into or through the scene. So all that previous work has paid off, I hope. So here's the photos. Please enjoy them. By the way, a link to all the photos is also down below, so you can see them on a larger computer screen if you want, uncompressed by YouTube. So enjoy the photos. I'll share some more at the end. So until I see you then, here's the photos. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed those photos. I know I enjoyed having at least a loose and kind of general direction to head in for the day. Uh, Recently, I've been struggling a little bit, I realized, with just going out without a direction. So having this little bit of a direction has been really helpful in creating these photos. Now, one of the things I also want to say here is I'm very well aware that all of these photos are not super duper. They're part of a package, a collection. Some of them are sketches, some of them are ones I do really quite like, and some of them are showing you the best I could do in the moment I had. So I hope that helps, encourages you, gives you information, as well as it's a diary for me here in this whole process. So some basic photo thoughts I had for the day was that framework that I had going out with that idea of having people transitioning through passageways and corridors and finding some compositions that worked, gave me that framework to get started from. And then having that framework gives me also freedom to find those unexpected moments and react to them and be aware of them. And I had a really neat one as I was walking near the downtown Bellevue library before they opened. There was a group of folks outside waiting to get in, and they were going to do some kind of event. They were getting dressed up, they were performing music. So it was a neat little gathering that gave me some cool photo opportunities. So that was a pleasant surprise in the midst of the things I had planned to go make photos of. So it's both and in photography, I think. Have a plan, be prepared for things that aren't part of the plan that you can find unexpectedly. Another thing I want to do in these videos, at least for a little while, is at the end of the video, share my takeaway, my learning moments, things I want to use in the next photo experience. So here's my 3 takeaways from this photo experience, and they're things I've probably mentioned before and will continue to work on. So my first thing is to be patient and slow down. I tend to, in life and photography, rush to the next thing, to be barely present in the moment and then move on to whatever's happening next. So I want to slow down, especially in some of these corridor situations, these passageways where people were passing through. I know if I had waited a little bit of time, I might have had some more interesting or different people walk through the scenes, and or I could have created more interesting compositions of the scene to create a place that they could walk into. In the video that Mark Fernley was in with Roman Fox, he mentioned in one spot he waited 2 hours to get the photo. So watch that video and see the photo, and I think it was worth the wait. So that's something I want to work on. The second thing I want to work on is be ready for those fleeting moments. And there's 2 elements here. One, it's not being so focused on the thing I want to create, the framework I'm going out with in mind, but also be prepared technically. So have my camera ready to go, adjusted for the light in a given situation. I use manual exposure, so being ready to go with whatever light I've just recently walked into. And then also be photo first focused. And by that I mean, oftentimes I have my camera, a video camera in one hand, which is a GoPro, and my camera in the other, and I can forget to have the camera ready to make a photo because I'm thinking about, what should I do for the video here? So got to work on these things a little bit. Again, a both and moment. I enjoy the video because it helps me give context for the photos I'm going to make. Also, sometimes when I'm doing the video with the GoPro, I do see a photo that I didn't see just by looking at the scene. So yeah, both and is part 2 of that, I guess. And then the third takeaway from this sequence of photos, my learning moment thing I want to apply to future photos, is to be persistent in pursuing something I'm working on. So for example, in this sequence, as I mentioned, I'm working on finding scenes of passageways, corridors, places where people can walk into and create interesting compositions around that. I've done it once. Oftentimes that would be the last time I worked on it intentionally. So for me, what I'm going to do is continue working on this for at least a few more photo sessions. Next time I go out to make photos, this is going to be the framework I'm going to continue to work in to develop my skills at it, develop new ways of seeing, because the only way to get better at something is to do it multiple times, and doing it once is hardly ever enough. So those are my takeaways. Those are some photos at the beginning of January 2024. As always, I invite your input, feedback, thoughts, suggestions. Please leave those in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate the thumbs up, like button, tapping, clicking thing. That was a big help to this channel. Also, if you'd like to see more videos like this, as I will do them approximately once a week, please subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell. I don't know if that does anything, but everybody else is saying it, so I thought I would too. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, so until we meet again, I hope you stay safe, stay well, and have fun creating photos. Bye for now.